Hello and welcome to episode 11 of deValiante Reads Highway Blossoms by Studio Elon. This kinetic novel was part of Humble Bundle's bundle for racial justice and equality. It also contains strong language, sexual themes, and deals with loss and grieving. If you are not in a headspace to handle these topics, please consider skipping this video. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Maybe 3 hours can't be that hard, right? Turns out I was wrong. 2 hours are agony. I wander from store to store, stepping in without actually caring for what's for sale. The first is a vegan restaurant. I don't try any samples. The next door is some fetish shop with its windows covered. All the lights inside are colored, mostly red or sometimes violet. The girl behind the counter, pale-skinned with artificially black hair, gives me a smile that I return. But I don't stick around. I don't even know what I'm doing. Going through the motions of being a tourist, I guess. Technically, I'm exploring Las Vegas. Tomorrow, I'm sure I won't be able to remember a single detail of these shops. Up ahead is yet another street vendor. His setup is nearly twice as long as most of the others and includes a large glass display cases. Looks like it must be a pain to transport. I wander over, pretending to be interested. The clerk, a Hispanic man with a short goatee, watches me but doesn't say anything, not even a greeting. It's all cell phones and phone accessories, chargers, cases, cords, and the like. Nothing relevant to me. There's a special discount on prepaid phones and time cards right now, it seems. A half-dozen identical posters plaster the wall. A half-dozen identical posters plaster the wall of the longest case. I stare at one of the flyers, though I'm not actually reading it. Just imagining if Marina and I had cell phones. It might help at times like this. Times when I'm being ridiculous and clingy and an idiot. Being able to reach her any time would be nice, but would they get much use? That's when I realize something, and I'm dumbfounded by a simple fact. What it is that's been bothering me since we split up. This is the first time since meeting Marina that I've been on my own. That she isn't just a room away or within shouting distance. Even though it's only been a couple of hours, I suddenly feel profoundly alone. It's pathetic, I know. I'll see her again in less than an hour now. But the anxiety of separation gets the better of me. It makes me sick as all the horrible scenarios rush into my head again. The ones where something bad is happening to her and she's not able to call for help. I look at the phones in the case. I've never had one, so I'm not very knowledgeable, but they look cheap and flimsy. I try to find a brand name, but it wouldn't mean much to me even if I could. The only names I'd be familiar with are those massive companies who make everything, just not phones. The ones whose merchandise costs hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. I think Marina had a Hesse. I've heard they're pretty good. Then again, I've also heard about shady stuff with them suddenly replacing all of their production workers with robots. Gramps said this sort of thing would be part of the New World Order. Doesn't matter, though. It's tempting, but there's not much point. In just a week, less now even, the festival will be over. And after that, well, a phone gives us a way to stay in touch. Once we've... I spin around and walk away in a hurry, feeling suddenly sick again. I must have looked like a lunatic coming up, standing still, then freaking out and leaving. Maybe that's why the guy didn't say anything. I just look like another insane junkie. I picture some tweakers stepping out of an alley towards Marina, who of course wouldn't even notice, and I shove those thoughts out of my head. 1 hour. Just one more hour. Chill. I'll tell myself for the 1,000th time. Across the street from the phone carts is a bright green sign for a candy store. One of those places that has floor-to-ceiling bins of gummies that sell by the pound. I half expect to see Marina in there herself. Getting her a surprise bag of sugar might be a good way to make up for being weird. Until the next time I act weird, that is. I cross the street as soon as there's a gap in traffic, not bothering to go to a crosswalk. That's how you get your ass hit. The doors have an outline in handles that are the same lime green as the sign. When I step inside, I see that the walls are too. I'm reminded of the slime from the old shows I used to watch on TV that would be sprayed onto the audience or cast members. Not the most appetizing impression. The selection is good though. Like I expected, there are more varieties of candy than I've ever seen in a single place. Only pictures. There are several different types of plastic bags that you can fill, ranging from I'm on a diet to garbage-sized bags. I grab a medium-sized one. Then I realize I don't know what to get for Marina. Definitely chocolates, but with or without nuts? I can't remember if I've ever heard an opinion. I try to recall what she's gotten at the gas station along our trip, but I've never paid that much attention. Maybe I should go for a mixture of both, but then what if she's allergic to something? It probably wouldn't have come up, since we always eat out and order for ourselves. I don't want to give her a 3-pound sack of anaphylactic shock. Gummies, then. Those might be safer. There are more types of gummy candies than I've ever thought existed. Different flavored rings, candy shaped like fruits they taste like, and other things like chewy soda bottles. For a moment, I wonder about which ones I should pick. I think I remember her saying she loves raspberry. Or was it strawberry? But I think she's gotten strawberry soda before. Not that it means anything. This is a gift, so I want it to be perfect, not a bag full of things she dislikes. Then I remember. Marina likes pretty much everything. Nice. Elated at the simplicity, I dump a small scoop of just about every sort of gummy that they sell. For good measure, I get a second, smaller bag and fill it with some malted chocolate balls, caramel clusters, and plain old chocolate chunks. Safe options. I haul the 2 bags over to the counter. There's just one attendant, and she's currently ringing up a mom and her 2 sons. The kids dart around their mom's legs, rattling displays and knocking items off of shelves. No one makes them stop or fix their mess. One of the kids stares up at me and I frown at him deeply. He stops running and hides behind his mom's legs. Good. When they leave, the kid's still clinging to her like a bear cub. I set my bags up on the counter and kneel down to replace some of the spilled items. As I do that, the shopkeeper comes around front, nearly bumping into me.
Oh, you don't have to do that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I look up directly into her knees. I straighten up and we're suddenly way too close. Stumbling backwards, I grab the counter to support myself. She laughs, eyes crinkling. She's cute. Her tan skin is complemented by the bright red uniform she wears. A little name tag on the counter says her name is Cassie.
You know, there's a special going on right now.
Oh yeah?
A stack of postcards sits by the credit card machine. She hands me one.
If you buy 10 more bags, you get one for free.
That's a lot of bags. I try to imagine how much candy that would be. You'd need a wheelbarrow to haul it all out. Cassie laughs, probably at my expression.
Yeah, we haven't had many people spring for that one.
The person I'm buying this stuff for probably would, if she was here. This'll probably be gone by tonight.
I gesture at the bag still sitting on the scale.
Oh, shopping for your sister, or...?
My girlfriend.
Nah, my girlfriend.
I try out the word, seeing how it sounds in relation to Marina. As expected, it makes my heart skip a beat. During that beat, I feel like I see the shopkeeper's face fall. Just for a second.
Yeah? Lucky girl.
Thanks.
I don't know if she means because of the candy or because of me. After wringing at my bag, she dumps them into an even larger bag. And that seems unnecessary, but I guess it makes them easier to carry. She passes me the candy as well as the receipt.
Have a good day. Try the peach rings. They're my favorite.
I will. Have a nice day, too.
The girl waves as I leave the store. Outside, I check the receipt since I wasn't really listening to the total. It looks like she didn't charge me for the smaller bag. I glanced back inside, but she disappeared into the back room. I guess that answers my earlier question. Flattered, I head back to the Rio where we parked. It's not long until I'm supposed to meet Marina, and if I spend too long outside, her present will melt. Walking back to the casino where we parked is way faster than leaving it was. That's probably because I'm still missing the human pinball, but so I'm not held up every time we pass a shop. I say that, but of course I'm eager to see her again. In some parallel universe where I hadn't met Marina, I might have stuck around at the candy store to chat for a little longer. But unfortunately for Cassie, I already have someone. The parking lot at the Rio has filled up even more. Getting out of here is going to be a pain, since there wasn't a whole lot of room to begin with. I make my way to the RV and let myself in. It feels like an oven, and the first thing I do is turn on the AC. I set the bags of candy down on my bed to inspect them. As I feared, the chocolate is slightly melted, streaking brown against the clear plastic. It's not too bad, though, and a couple of hours in the fridge should have it good as new. I leave the gummies on the counter since they didn't suffer as much on the walk back. Marina and I are supposed to meet up in half an hour. Since it's so soon, I may as well just wait in here where it's more comfortable. I lay down on my bed and try to read that book Marina's been sucked into for a few days, but I can't stay focused on the words long enough to process them. It doesn't take long before I give up and set it aside. Now I just stare up at the ceiling. I used to do this most nights when I couldn't sleep. After Gramps passed away, but before I met Marina. It wasn't that it comforted me or anything, but the amount of effort it took to not think of anything usually led me to falling asleep without realizing. Instead, this time I let my thoughts wander. Sleeping has been easier lately. Actually doing something during the day and getting exercise helps a lot. But also my thoughts have been less cloudy, less muddled. Sure, there are still moments where I think of Gramps and the pain hits me again. Having Marina around makes those rare. Someday I might be able to think of him without it hurting. I don't know if I want that, though. Isn't that just like forgetting? People say you move on and get over deaths, but what does that mean for the person you lost? I roll onto my side and stare at the picture of me and Gramps hanging on the wall. I can't take it and roll onto my other side. Groaning into my pillow is cathartic. Without Marina here, I can be as loud as I want. To my surprise, no tears come. Anyone walking by outside would probably think I'm dying or in pain, but I don't care. Alone time has its upsides, after all. Grieving is complicated and exhausting. Sometimes I wonder if I'm even doing it right. There must be something wrong with me if I don't even want to get over Gramps. I sit up, still hugging the pillow to my chest. Marina will be back soon. Maybe I can talk about this with her. As I think that, I feel a stab of guilt. It's not her problem. It's something I have to deal with myself. I force myself up and over to the driver's seat. I'm not going anywhere, but I can still listen to music and watch for Marina's return. I stick in a tape and kick back. A few songs pass by. It's been 20 minutes or so. I start to scan the parking lot, looking for her familiar red hair. The tape ends. That's okay, it was a short one. I replace it with another, chosen at random. Still no sign of Marina. I get up and check the clock. She's about 10 minutes late now. Maybe the clock is off somehow? I hop out of the RV and ask someone for the time. It matches up exactly with what the clock said. Worry begins to tighten my stomach, but I force myself to calm down. It's Marina, and it's only been 15 minutes. Most likely she got distracted and is on her way right now. 5 more minutes pass. I begin to pace back and forth. Should I go look for her? I have no idea where to start, though. And if I go to the RV and I wasn't there, then she might go looking for me instead. No, I have to stay and wait. Another 10 minutes. She's half an hour late now. I'm so buying us cell phones. As soon as she's back here, we're going to that guy on the street and we're getting prepaid phones. From a few streets away, I can hear the sound of a siren, a fire truck or ambulance or something. The knot in my throat feels larger. I cough, just to relieve some of the tension. I have to go look. I can't take just sitting here. I switch off the engine, throw my shoes on, and climb out. Then I see her. Head down, walking slow, but coming towards me.
Marina!
The relief in my voice probably conveys the panic that just drained out of me. She looks up at the sound of her name, and that's when I see that she's crying.
What's wrong?
I rush over.
What's wrong?
Alarm poisons my voice. Did something happen to her after all? I put my hands on her shoulders and shake her gently.
Marina, talk to me. What happened? Are you okay?
She still can't talk, but she nods. Thank God. There are no sobs, but her eyes are pouring tears. Every so often she hiccups, like she's barely restraining herself from fully bawling.
Come on!
I take her hand and lead her back to the RV. No one gives us a second glance. This is probably a common occurrence here. Marina silently follows me to the RV. I lead her to my bed and have her sit down. I sit beside her. Alternating between rubbing her back and her shoulders, I try to get her to calm down. Slowly, her breathing slows to normal. When I offer her a tissue, she blows her nose loudly. Then she takes a few more to wipe her eyes. Rather than prod her more, I wait, even though it takes all of my self-control. After a shuddery breath, she looks at me, eyes still watering.
I messed up, Amber.
Oh, I think she lost all of the gold.
Bad.
How?
Her breath catches again and she sobs. It's hoarse and seems to take her by surprise. I immediately rub her shoulders again. And then there's a knock on the RV door.
What the hell?
I stand up, but I can't see who it is from here.
I'll be right back.
I unlock the front door and open it to an all too familiar face.
It's time to pay up!
I shut the door. Before it's even fully latched, Mariah starts to pound on the door. I lock it and head back to Marina.
Let them in.
Huh?
Go let them in. It's Mariah, right?
Yeah, but how did you... Wait, does this have something to do with...
Marina nods. With a bad feeling about it all, I go back to the door, which is still suffering Mariah's assault. I open and step back so they can enter. Mariah storms in with a huff, acting like always as if she owns the place. Joseph and Tess file in after her. Joseph gives me a smile and a small shake of his head.
Sorry.
He says it so quietly that I don't think anyone else hears. I figure I'll find out why he's apologizing here in a second. Like a conqueror, Mariah marches over to Marina and jabs a finger in her face.
Time to pay up, ditz!
In 2 large steps, I move between the 2 of them.
Okay, what the hell happened?
Didn't you hear?
I was about to when you attacked my front door.
Well, allow me to deliver the bad news then.
Sis stole Marina's gold.
Okay.
What? Did not!
It's impossible to figure anything out. Marina is crying too hard to talk, and Mariah is just yelling nonsense like always. I turn to Joe. He's keeping a safe distance along with Tess.
Can you please explain?
Sure. Mare ended up making Marina a bet for all the gold, which she lost. It was a pretty silly thing, and I told her just to let it go, but here we are.
I'm equal parts abused and disgusted that Joseph uses the same nickname for Mariah that I do for Marina. Come to think of it, I'm not sure I ever noticed how similar their names are.
A bet's a bet, and she lost fair and square.
I don't think it was fair.
The odds were kinda in your favor.
I turn to Marina, the only person whose opinion really matters to me.
Was it fair?
Slowly, she nods.
What game did you play?
Poker.
Oh, poor little innocent girl. I glare at Mariah, who at least has the shame to look away. Anyone who spent more than a minute around Marina would know that there's no way she could keep a straight face. I sigh and sit down on the bed beside Marina. I wrap an arm around her. She leans into me, eyes moist.
You know you can only take half the treasure, right? Marina and I split it equally, so she couldn't bet away my half.
That wasn't the deal!
Too bad, Mariah.
That's the only deal she could have made. But I'll bet you my half against hers.
Amber, no!
I squeeze her affectionately, but I shake my head.
It's fine.
I stand and go to where we've been stashing the gold. I pull out the box of nuggets and open it, so Mariah can see. Her eyes light up and she licks her lips. I snap the box shut.
Fine, but we're not playing poker.
Oh yeah? What game then?
She thinks about it for a moment.
Blackjack.
Seriously? Blackjack is more about luck than it is skill. I'm not that great at poker, though, so blackjack might be the most fair game we could play. I wonder why Mariah suggested it, though. Maybe she expects me to win at poker? If that's the case, then the mind games have already begun.
Fine. It's a bet.
Marina stopped crying. Her breath still comes in little spurts, but she's mostly in control of herself. She tugs at my shirt.
Amber, really? You don't have to do this. I screwed up.
It's okay. I'll fix it. That's what I'm here for, right?
I can't read the look on her face, the one that vanishes after a split second.
Okay.
Facing Mariah again, I put the gold away.
Where will we play? There's not enough room here.
There's a casino close by. Down the street from this one. We can do it there.
I'm not old enough to gamble. Not legally, at least.
She shrugs.
Doesn't matter. This place won't check your ID. Probably gonna be closed within a year.
I don't like the sound of that. I feel like I'm being set up.
It's true. It's where we played.
Really?
Yeah, they had like party rooms that were empty. I just used one of those.
I never heard of anything like this place, but if they let Marina in, then they'll probably let me in too. I'd also feel better about playing with cards if I knew Mariah won't have messed with them.
Fine. Tell me how to get there, and I'll meet you in a little bit.
She gives me directions as well as the name of the building. Worst case, Marina can probably help find it. Maybe. I count out Marina's half of the gold and put it into one of the boxes before handing it to Mariah, who snatches it from my grip.
Enjoy, because this is the only time you'll get to touch the treasure.
With a final sneer, Mariah leads her troop out of the RV. Joseph still looks pretty sorry about the whole thing. The door slams shut and we're left in silence. I look at Marina. She looks at the floor.
I'm really sorry.
I'm not even that upset. Compared to all the 1,000,001 awful scenarios I concocted, this is pretty tame. And knowing Marina, it's not that shocking either. So I'm being honest when I smile at her.
It's okay, really. I'll go win back your gold and then we can get out of Vegas.
She sniffles.
Seriously, though, what were you thinking?
I was just so surprised to see them here. I thought it must be fate or something. I was shopping around and I saw something that I really wanted, but I didn't have enough money. And then I saw the three of them at this little diner, so I went in to say hello and told them all about it.
What was it you wanted to buy?
That's a secret. I wanted to show it to you. But anyway, then Mariah made me that bet and I don't know, Amber. I guess I just got so excited about it that I didn't really think. Like, if you'd been there, you would have beat her no problem. I don't even think she's very good at poker. It's just that I'm kind of bad at hiding how I feel.
I can't help but laugh.
No way, you're kidding me.
She sticks her tongue out at me. Guess she's feeling a little better.
Really, though, what if you lose to Mariah?
Then I lose. It won't happen, though.
Are you good at blackjack?
A lot of it's luck. There's stuff you can memorize, like card combos, but I don't know any of that.
What if Mariah does?
I doubt it. She would have played that against you if she did. Easier to make it seem like you just got unlucky, instead of her taking advantage of you.
She didn't take...
Bullshit, Mare. She might not have cheated, but she still should have known better.
Marina frowns and looks at the floor again. I can't tell if I'm helping or not. Then I remember the candy I bought her earlier. It had totally slipped my mind over the last hour.
Oh yeah, I got you something. To try to say sorry for being so weird lately. Even though I've already said that too.
I grab the bag of chocolates from the fridge and the gummies from above. Eyes wide, Marina holds them to her like babies.
Amber,
Her eyes start to water again.
thank you so much.
Hey, no more crying. This wasn't supposed to make you cry.
She giggles, but that doesn't stop 2 tears from running down her face.
Sorry, I'm crying a lot.
Kinda, yeah.
Marina laughs again. She unties the gummy bag and digs around in it.
The chocolates got a little melted on the walk back, but they've been in the fridge.
They look just fine to me.
She pulls out a few gummy soda bottles and offers me the bag. I don't want to take too much, but I do find one of the peach rings the cashier recommended. It really is good. It's sweet, but in a mild way. It actually tastes like peaches.
Are you ready to go?
Marina spins the bag to a twist, then ties off the top.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me for episode 11 of Highway Blossoms by Studio Elon. Episode 12 will be out shortly. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment letting me know what you like down below. Please no hate or spoilers, as I'm not above removing these comments and the people who make them. That's all for now, folks, and I'll see you next time.